I'm back. Okay, so let's get back on. Now, let's the what's the word? The parameters are off. No. I'm not sure what I'm looking for. Nothing is holding you back from asking me anything. It was just getting a little out of whack there. We're starting to get a little sidetracked from metal and music theory. So yeah, I just want to make sure I keep that separate, and then we can just hang out. You know what I mean? Chris Day, what's up, dude? Gabe, what's up? What's up, Ray? Love chilling in your streams. Hey, thanks, Maddie. I appreciate it. Yeah, this stream, like, I literally just got done a stream. I'm doing another one. I did an hour and a half on music theory of some sort, doing chords and stuff. Now let's just hang out, and I want to do like an Ask Ray segment, because my Ask Rays are low on views, and I don't know why, but you guys always have questions for me. So rather than just muck up the theory stream, let's just talk anything and everything here, and let's just hang out. All right? Sound like a plan? Hello, I just wanted to do a live chat with you for the first time. Hey, Dorothy. Well, hey, here we are. How are we doing? How are you doing? I'm glad that you're here. Thank you so much. Nikki Tedesco is in the house, everybody. Nikki, thank you so much for joining me tonight, this evening. How are you doing? How's everything in California? You holding it down? You taking care of your friends and family? It's good to see you. What's your go-to process for writing songs? I always come up with a sick drum beat first, and then I write the riff around it. I always write drums first, which is completely backwards from a guitar standpoint. Because I think guitar players are selfish and egotistical. I mean, it's just the nature of the instrument. Lead guitar players like the Satchels of the word, and the Eddie Van Halen's, the Slashes. Like, there's such an ego behind the instrument. And I'm not like bashing anybody. I just think it's how guitar players are built. For me, I like drums. I think drums make the song. Like, drums are the groove. So I always write cool, polyrhythmic drums, or like sick basic, 6/8 or 4/4 and then I try to think of sick riffs off of that or around that, if that makes any sense. About to share you on Twitter. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. Hope we get some new people here, and thank you. I appreciate that. That's cool. Uh-oh, I honestly hate it. It's so ugly. What do you hate? Do you hate? Am I ugly? What are you talking about? Where did the channel name come from? I asked for the next Ask Ray, but I guess that's in this one. Yes. So as I was saying, AJ, those videos don't do so hot, but these do well. So why not knock it out here? So the channel name, it's a good question, and it's actually the first time anybody's ever asked that question. The channel comes from when I was in the Army. When I had a group of guys that I was with, some of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. And during this time, is actually when I got hurt really bad. But anyway, during this time, we had very little food, very little sleep, and it was freezing cold. We were in the Baltics, right next to Russia, in like late 2015, early 2016, because Russia was poking their nose around the Ukraine, and there's almost a war going on over there. Not a lot of people in the United States know that. It's kind of hush hush, and without giving away too much, we went over to the Baltics as kind of like a deterrence. And so anyway, I'm getting sidetracked just thinking about that time. So like anytime we didn't have food, or anytime it was freezing cold, or anytime it was just like the shittiest situation, we would be like, oh, guess what, guys? Like, we don't have to eat. We can't eat for another 12 hours. Somebody one day just was always like, oh, that's pretty metal. Like, oh, sick. Like, we have to ruck march 12 miles today. Oh, that's pretty metal. Oh, we have to, we get to sleep 2 hours tonight. Oh, that's pretty metal. Oh, it's 30 degrees tonight and we're sleeping outside. That's pretty metal. So it was just a running kind of joke as a way to like give us false hope and boost our spirits in like a really crappy situation. And so like every time we like broke apart from one another, or every time we went to sleep, the little that we did sleep, the last things we said to each other was, stay metal. It would be like, stay metal, Cody. Stay metal, Derek. in the military, you call everybody by their last name, but we were super tight that we just called each other by our first names. And, you know, everybody said to me before bed, "Stay metal, Ray." I'm like, "Stay metal." And so, like, it was just like a play on words. "Stay metal, Ray" is a play on words because it's just what all my Army buddies said to me. The last thing that they said to me before we, like, went to bed, or even when we weren't deployed, like when we went home on the weekends after Friday. "Stay metal. I'll see you on Monday. Stay metal." And it was just our thing. It was just like a running thing that we did. And so, like, the channel name, when I was just thinking of the channel name, somebody just, like, suggested, I was like, "Yeah, sure, that sounds sick." And then, like, you know, the "Stay Metal Ray" is just like like I said, a play on words. So it's a very good question, AJ. Nobody's ever asked that. Yeah, so when people call me "Stay Metal Ray," it's like, it's kind of funny because it's like not my nickname. It was just like it was a sentence that was said to me before bed or before last time I saw my friends. So that's where the name came from. Pretty cool. I like that story a lot, if I do say so myself. Watched all of your live stream and learned so much. Thanks, man. Jamie, thank you so much for tuning in for the entirety of it. I know it's boring. The standardized part is really boring, and that's what people get so hemmed up when learning theory and standard, is because it's like, it's boring. It's standard tuning. But once you just get past that, and like I hope what I was trying to convey is, like, once you get past that and you get to drop tunings, C sharp, B, drop A, like, then it's fun and it's all the same shapes and ideas. It's just the notes and the heaviness changes. So that's what nobody ever talks about. Oh, I got a super chat. I don't want to miss that. Jamie, 15. Hey, thank you so much. Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you. That's amazing. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for everybody who sends in a super chat. You guys are awesome. Killing it. Thank you so much. You guys mean the world to me. Thank you so much. Let's see. I got my doll working in YouTube. I'm going live at 7. Oh, hey, awesome, Nikki. That's awesome. That's something I've never figured out or, like, had the patience to learn how to route the doll through OBS or whatever you use. I'm always scared that it's gonna go down. But anyway, that's super sick. I'll tune in. Okay, so that's in an hour and 13 minutes. I'll be awake. It's not too late for Uncle Ray. I'll be there. Hell yeah, that's awesome, Nikki. Maybe we could talk offline. You can give me some tips. I appreciate you. Even if not, I'm excited. I'm excited that you're going live. That's sick. Hi, Ray, again. Hey, I'm back. Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you guys went and hopped right back on here. Like I said, I just didn't want to get the theory mucked up at the end because I wanted to keep that short. Yeah, I just wanted to keep it solely theory. Now let's just hang out. This is just us hanging out. Me hanging out with my friends. I'm alone in my studio, no one to take care of. Haha, except my bass. There you go. Sometimes that's all you need. You know what I mean? What is your favorite Slipknot song to play on guitar? Mine personally is Eyeless. That's a tough question. Because, like, I really don't like playing Slipknot. As ironic as that is. Because, like, their songs, more often than not, are actually pretty easy. Like, Duality is probably my favorite, but it's super simple. I just like the pinch harmonic. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the sickest thing. But yeah, like, Gamatria. Is it Gamatria? Am I saying that right? Nobody's ever told me. Gamatria. I always say the killing name. That's probably also one of my favorites to play because it's actually really challenging. But yeah, it's either Duality or that, the killing name, Gamatria. Am I a Tool fan? Yes, I actually have the 10,000 Days Eye on my right bicep/tricep right here. Big Tool fan. A little disappointed with the latest album, but I love 10,000 Days and Lateralis for sure. Super sick. And Anima or Enema, however you want to call it, that's a solid album too. Yeah, I like Tool a lot. How's the quarantine going for all of you? Hey, Slipknot, Make Feet Kill Repeat. Long-time viewer of the channel. How you doing? Kerry King V. Roger that. Hey, Ray, do you use a rack outboards effect or just IR and plugins? What do you use when you play live? A little bit of both in all three. Like when I'm recording, like in this unreleased project that I gotta leak eventually. I always use plugins like the Tonality Andy James or Plini or Abasi from Neural DSP. Like that's like my solo/lead tone just because it's easy. I don't have to like set up a bunch of pedals. When I'm playing live though, I use just like a I don't really use a delay at all. I just use a wah, and I don't use any reverb just because convenience. I don't like I don't like a lot of stuff. I don't like a lot of chaos. I like less is more, streamlined. But yeah, that's I don't really use much when I'm playing live, and now obviously live is pretty few and far between right now. What is your opinion? Your opinion on the Kerry King Dean guitar, Ray Tyler? Hey, so I like it a lot. I really do, and that could potentially be because I'm a little biased towards the company. I love Dean. Like I say this all the time. They came out of nowhere last year, but I love the people behind the company so much, and the fact that they nailed Kerry King. I'm not a Slayer fan at all. I don't like Slayer at all. I don't like the music, but I know people like Slayer, and so I'm excited for Dean more than I am excited about the guitar. If that makes any sense. But seeing it in person was super sick, and being able to play and hold the limited edition one, like, dude, say what you want. Like, there's a lot of haters on that model and that shape. Like, I get it. You know, people like to hate on anything. In 2020, people just like to bash anything because they can. But dude, it's so sick. Like, it's like a stealth bomber. You know, remember those things like the World War II fighter jet looking thing that they kind of discontinued? It looks like that in person, and it has like the LEDs and the satin finish, dude. It's sick. A little too metal for me. I know, ironic. Me metal. How could it not be too metal? All kidding aside, it's a sick guitar, and I think if you saw it in person, or if anybody who hates it saw it in person, they would understand why I love it, man. It's super sick, dude. Kate and I were trying to figure out the other day. I didn't know it was an outsider reference. Yeah, yes, exactly. Stay Metal Ray is like, that's a terrible nickname. Like, Stay Metal Ray. That doesn't make any sense. It's a play on words. It's a sentence. And Stay Metal Ray is like what people used to say to me before bed in the Army. Stay metal. Before, like if I would always take first watch because I wasn't sleeping a lot. And I would just, like, I'd be on, if I was pulling, it's called fire guard or post. There's a lot of different words. Last thing they would say is like stay metal, and that was just kind of like our way of like saying goodnight to each other. You know what I mean? So that's just where it came from. And I created this channel when I was in the Army, so that's where my head was at. I forgot to ask on your last stream, but how long did you serve? And thank you for your service. Hey, thanks, Gabe. So I was in 4 years. I wanted to be in longer, but I got hurt. And I say it all the time. This channel started because I got hurt. And I wouldn't be here right now if I didn't get hurt. So it's like a blessing in disguise. The idea was to do at least 5 years and then go into law enforcement. I have a 4-year degree in criminal justice, a bachelor's in criminal justice. But I don't use that because I didn't. First off, I couldn't become a cop because I don't say this a lot, but and I'm kind of like embarrassed by it. But I am a disabled vet. I literally am, and so like I physically can't be a police officer or any sort of law enforcement, DEA, ATF, SWAT, whatever you want to call it. And I could technically get a desk job in criminal justice, but when I got out, I was just like, man, I'm all banged up, I'm all hurt. I want to do something sick. I want to do something I want to do. It's fun, something that I'm genuinely passionate about. And I was lucky enough to have the GI Bill to pay for school, and the channel and school has led me here. And this all happened because I got hurt. So I served 4 years. So, funny how things work, man. It's really funny how things work. If I didn't get out of the military, I'd be a captain right now. I got out as a lieutenant, and I'd be a captain right now. It's like so sick or not so sick, so crazy to think about where I would be right now. I would have had gone to Fort Benning, Georgia, then to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and then God knows where I'd be in the world right now. It's just so weird to think about what would have happened. Crazy stuff, man. I'm here though. I'm here hanging out, holding it down here in Philadelphia now. Go Birds. Stay baked, Ray. I don't smoke weed. I've never smoked weed in my life. Everybody says I'm a pothead. I've literally never smoked marijuana in my life. Never have, never will. I never will. I don't understand why people think I'm high, but I've never smoked marijuana in my life, man. I'm not a pothead. I'm not at all. Oh God, hey, if you smoke weed, that's great, man. More power to you. Roger this. But I don't. I want an SMR coffee cup. Dude, I gotta get my merch going. Merch is like the last thing on my mind right now because I feel like I want to do it right. I would like to continue to grow and then do merch the right way. I had a Teespring store for a while, and I mean it's still there, but I don't mess with it just because I want to do it right, and I want to hire somebody to do it for me and make it sick, give you guys sick clothing and knickknacks, if you will. It'll happen. It'll happen. What do you think of the new ABR album? ABR is always like I don't know why I'm hissing like a snake, but ABR is the only metalcore band to be solid the entire time, their entire career. Bring Me the Horizon, Ghost Inside, Parkway Drive, Memphis Mayfire. All those bands just like suck. Asking Alexandria suck. They all suck now. August Burns Red's the only band that's like rock solid throughout, and that album is super sick, dude. Oh, fellow Pennsylvania boys are from Lancaster, which is like an hour and a half away, so I always have a soft spot for them. I actually have the Flaming U on my tricep, and not a lot of people know that. I love the new album. Yeah, I love the new album, man. Super sick. Right now, it's almost 3 a.m. in Poland. Man, I wish you all the best. Thank you for your latest video about addiction. Hey, I appreciate your support. Yeah, that was a weird video for me to make. Again, it's just me personally weird because like I've never been into partying or drugs, and if you're into that recreationally or what, that's totally cool. It's, who am I to judge? But yeah, man, I just went through like a weird thing, and people were reaching out to me asking for like advice and help. So I was like, unfortunately, I've gone through it. Why not share what I've done and how I dealt with it? And people resonated with it, and I thank you all who resonated with that video. Thank you so much. I want an SMR signature guitar. Talk about a dream right there, man. Man, I'm not sure if yeah, that'd be sick, man. Oh man, maybe one day. One could dream, right? I'm enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying doing this regardless if anything happens. This dude deserves an endorsement. I appreciate that, man. I'm currently not endorsed by anybody. No strings, no pedals, no guitar, no amps, no nothing. No cables, nothing. No endorsement. Yeah, maybe one day, maybe it'll start to happen. But if not, I'm enjoying it regardless, and I'm trying to be as positive, informative, educational, and informational as I can, and meet awesome people such as yourself along the way. I think that's the most important thing for me is, views and likes and shares are all super sick. Like if a video blows up, whatever, that's cool. But the fact that there's people all over the world, there's a gentleman or a woman, I forget who it was. There's somebody in Poland right now watching me hang out in Philadelphia. That's like the sickest thing. Like there's people around the world that watch me, and like that is so much more gratifying than like getting a new shiny thing so a company can benefit from me. You know what I mean? Like sure, it'd be cool to be endorsed by a company, but I think it's cooler that there's people all over the world that back me and are into what I'm into. That's way cooler in my opinion. And that's just how I think. That's how my brain works. Maddie Jams with the super chat, 150 with the dumbbell. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You guys are killing it tonight with all these comments and feeds. Oh my god, I have a lot to talk about. Okay, House of Mask is back in here. Let's see. I'm sure I'm way behind. Thank you for your service, brother. Hey, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate that. I'm going to get some coffee to stay on the stream. Yes, stay on here. Hang out with me. I'm going to go until my phone battery dies, and hopefully it's not too in the near future. I keep throwing wads of money at the phone, but it isn't working. Oh, I get it. I thought you meant like, I'm such an idiot. Like literally wads of money. That was really funny, AJ. You got me. I'm just going to stop. I'll try some change instead. I think it works better if you throw your phone at the money. I heard that works better. AJ doesn't smoke. Can you play the Psychosocial solo? Yes, I can. Well, I could at one point in time. I had it memorized. It's on the channel. I did a Psychosocial cover last year. But that's like one of the hardest solos in Slipknot's catalog, if not the hardest. So like it took me like 3 weeks to get it down, and then like it just went out of my brain. I was just like, yeah, I don't have the brain capacity to memorize that and keep it in there. You know what I mean? Thoughts on After the Burial? I used to like them a lot. Not to say that I don't anymore. Oh, low battery, 20%. Oh, we got plenty of time. After the Burial's sick. I like their old stuff. I mean, like Lost in the Static is super sick. That's a pretty old song now. It's just crazy to think about. Um, yeah, After the Burial is solid. I'm trying to think of what's the A Wolf Amongst Ravens. That's a sick song. And Pennyweight, I think, is the other one. And there's another one off of that album that's really sick. Neo Soul, I think it's called, something like that. I used to really be into them when I was in Germany. When I was stationed in Germany, I was listening to a lot of After the Burial, and that was like at the height of like their popularity, in my opinion, at least from what I saw. But yeah, I was super into them back then. And then their guitarist Justin Lowe, I think his name was Justin Lowe. He passed away. I think he committed suicide, which is super tragic. So I was pretty bummed out about that. Love the April Fool's prank you did on my friends who are also huge Slipknot fans. You got pissed. I appreciate that. That video was fun to make, man. My fiance actually filmed that. I recruited her to film that for me, and pissed off a lot of people. I don't know why people get so butthurt, man. People get so angry about a joke, but it was fun to make. Greets from Argentina. Cheers from the United States. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. I appreciate it. We almost have 100 people watch. 71 people, I think, is 72 people. It's a record stream for me, in my opinion, or at least to my memory. If that, yeah, I don't think I've ever had any more than like 60 ever. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys are awesome, man. Dream rig, okay. Amp is always interchangeable between a Mesa Boogie Mark V, Diesel VH4. I don't know. I'm gonna go powered by Omega Granifier. Mesa Boogie 4x12, that one right there. That is the sickest cab I've ever heard. Guitar, old school Les Paul Custom. But if I'm playing heavy, it'd probably be one of these two gentlemen right here. The 7-string V or this my white Strat. But yeah, I don't know. My dream rig always like changes on a daily basis. Because like I just go through my guitars and my amps like in a rotation. I'm always like, oh, this one's not my favorite, and then like a week later, oh, this one's my favorite. So like that's a very hard question for me to answer. Let's see here. Would you recommend the Schecter C1, also Evil Twin, or the Floyd Rose version? Hey Marco, thank you for tuning in. It's all about what you want. I mean, Floyd or not, I don't like Floyds because they're hard to play and hard to keep in tune and hard to like maintain. But I personally would go hardtail, honestly, if that's what you're asking. Yeah, I think that's what you're asking. Yeah, I would just go hardtail, no Floyd. If I got that wrong, please, I'm sorry. Please ask again. I'm really sorry if I messed that up. Do you consider to Jim Root a friend of yours? Yes and no. I mean, like, I try not to, like, yeah, like, I would say, like, Jim and I are friendly to each other. But it's not like I think people get it confused. Like I don't talk to Jim like on a daily basis or like a weekly. I talk to him once every 5-6 weeks, and it's just like 2 or 3 sentences back and forth of just like bullshit, of just us just like talking like nonsense and sending emojis. Yeah, like again, I think we're friendly to each other, but like I don't think we're like friends. That's like we've only met in person once. Like how could I consider him like a full on friend? And again, I'm trying not to be like super. I don't want to come off as arrogant and be like, oh, I'm friends with Jim Root, but I've only hung out with him once. You know what I mean? Like it's stupid. I would never want to convey something that's not the truth. So it's a hard question to answer. We're friendly. We're cordial. He knows I like his gear and his tone and his playing. And he appreciates what I've done on the channel, and we talk once every 5-6 weeks for like a second or two, just nonsense. Yeah, I mean he's a grown ass man with a life, you know what I mean? Like he's doing his own thing, I'm doing mine, and yeah, we're not like buddies. Like I don't like FaceTime him, you know what I mean? Like it's nothing like that. So I hope people don't get the wrong idea. And I think people do get the wrong idea because a lot of people are like, hey, next time you talk to Jim, tell him about my band. I've gotten that so many times, and I appreciate that. That's nice of you, I guess, in a way that I get the intent. You're trying to like, you know, get yourself out there and like your band out there or whatever. But it's like, dude, like I'm not going to hit up Jim Root who lives in, I think, Florida or wherever. I'm like, dude, check out this band. Like, why would I do that? You know what I mean? Like, so I think people just get the wrong idea, the wrong impression. And I think it's just because our interview or our rig rundown, whatever you call it, just went over so well. Like we're cordial. We're friendly to each other, not friends. Or like, best friends or whatever. Any music you recommend to check out? Yeah, there's a band called Luna Muerta on Spotify. They're super sick, dude. Super talented guitar player. I would highly check out Luna Muerta. Luna space Muerta. Check them out, dude. Everybody, check out that band. Super sick band. SLS versus C1. Okay. Evil Twin versus the SLS Elite. Okay. They're the same guitar. Same exact guitar. Just different finishes. And I've had both. If I had to pick right now, probably Evil Twin, just because it's cool. Satin, metal looking. It's cool looking guitar. The Flying Dorito. Would you recommend Mick Thompson, Jackson? They're solid. The import's a little rough. From what I remember the paint was a little rough and the frets were a little rough. And I've yet to play a USA. I don't know what your budget is. I'm assuming, no offense, it's probably in the imported budget, if that makes any sense. They're okay. I would recommend a Jim Root Mexican versus a Jackson McThompson, if that helps. How do I feel about Avenged Sevenfold? I used to love them back in the day, and then ever since their 2013 album came out, I think it wasn't self-titled. Hail to the King. That just turned into like Metallica light, like diet Metallica, and ever since then I was just like, man, like why'd you have to do that? And I get the intent of the album. It was it started to be like stripped down rock and roll. I get it, but it just wasn't for me. But I like Avenged Sevenfold, City of Evil, and Nightmare. I like Nightmare a lot. Nightmare is probably my favorite album from them. Can I suggest a tremolo bridge? Not really. I don't like. I wouldn't want to steer you wrong. My own would probably be my 78 Les Paul Custom. And then this cat, the Dean V 7-string, would probably be a close second. Let's see here. 5 years gone by. Luna Muerta, badass tune. Hell yeah, Mikey. Thanks, man. Yeah, Luna Muerta is sick. How about instead of nonsense, next time you talk, you ask him to teach you to play Vermilion? Yeah, right? We got sidetracked. And I wasn't gonna turn that into like, oh, hey, since I have your attention, teach me how to play your stuff. That wasn't gonna happen. Let's see here. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys, if I don't say it enough. Alex Jennings, Ray, my guy, how's it going, bud? It's going all right, just hanging out. I'm glad to see you on a stream, not just on Insta. Much love. Dude, thank you so much. This is my second stream of the night, man. I'm out here grinding, man. I'm trying to keep pushing the channel, dude. Yo, Ray, did you have any tips for starting a band? Yeah, I would. What I'm about to say applies to anything in social media in general. Is turn yourself into a computer virus and never disappear. And I mean that seriously. Like I'm not trying to be funny. Like literally don't disappear. Don't take any days off from posting. Don't take any days off from recording. Don't take any days off from anything that doesn't pertain to what you're trying to create. For example, this channel. I've got two of my own bands. I've got this channel. I've got my schoolwork. I've got a lot that all pertains into this entity that I'm trying to create. And I'm not trying to be like, this entity. It sounds bad. It does. But what I'm saying is like everything that I'm doing, lessons too. I teach lessons too via my Patreon. Just all that encompassing is just everything pushing towards my end goal, which is to be able to live comfortably doing music, the music business full time. Right now I'm doing it like the music business part time, but then going to school full time. And the idea is to be able to transition to doing music full time. And once I'm done school, whether that's getting a job or whether that's being my own boss, whatever that entails, that's the end goal. And so when it's starting a band, I think that mentality still applies. Whatever you're working towards, whether that's being a local act, a regional act, state act, nationwide act, biggest band in the world, do something on a daily, monthly, hourly basis. Excuse me, do something on a minutely, hourly, daily, monthly, weekly, hourly. Do something literally every single waking second to push what you're trying to create, and don't stop until you're there. And I've learned that mentality the hard way from doing this type of stuff. It's like you just don't go away and you don't stop. And you have the mentality that you will not stop until you reach your goals. And that's what I do. So I hope that helps you. It's like just literally don't stop. Literally don't stop. Don't stop until you're there. And if you run out of money, if you run out of time, if something happens, so be it. And at least you tried. But have the mentality of like, this will not fail. This will literally not fail. So that's just how I would recommend starting a band and publishing it. Now, starting a band, like finding bandmates, I don't know, man. It's hard to do. I've said this before in another stream. Just find people that are like-minded as you. If your band just wants to be a local weekend act, then find people that just want to do it for fun and like have fun with it. That's fine. But if you want to like really go for it and like be the best band and you possibly can be the best band in the world, you got to find people that are willing to do whatever it takes to reach that goal. And that's hard to find. People that are willing to put in the effort. Unfortunately, I've found out the hard way of doing collabs and stuff online, and people flake, people dip out of projects last minute, people do this, that, and the third. And it's frustrating, but it's just the nature of humans not wanting to, be so vulnerable and be so scared to try to start something from scratch. It's scary, man. It's scary. It is. But those are my tips. I hope that helps. Ray, what do you think of Harley Benton? I think it's really crazy that they're able to come up with the sickest guitars for the cheapest amount of money possible. I don't know how they do it, but it's really cool. And I've yet to play one. No, that's not true. I played one at the Tone King's house. I've yet to own one. But yeah, I think they're really cool. The idea of like creating sick guitars for like $4 is like insane to me. I don't know how they do it. Don't stop till you drop. That's true. I don't know if you're trying to be funny or not, but it's a very good mentality. Like you literally just keep going. How do we go about getting lessons? So my Patreon page is down below, I believe. Yeah. So all my lessons are done via Patreon. You sign up there. There's 2 tiers, once a month and once a week. Every month, like you sign up for 1 month and then get a lesson every week, or you get 1 lesson a month. It's on my Patreon. It's straight down below, first link. All right. So if anybody wants to consider doing lessons, I got some spots open. That'd be really cool to meet you guys and hang out and try to help any way I can. Colin already answered it. Colin, you're the man, dude. Thank you. Let's see here. Salutations from Portugal. Cheers from the United States. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Thank you. That's crazy, man. What guitar company is my favorite? Right now, it's a tie between Balaguer and Dean, just because I know the people personally. And I think it's super sick when you know the people rather than the end product. Like, Gibson Les Paul, probably my favorite guitar of all time. I don't like Gibson, but I like Balaguer because I like Joe Balaguer. He's such a sick dude, and he's a local Pennsylvania boy. And I like Dean because Evan and I are friends. Like, Evan is a legit friend. I could call Evan a friend. I talk to him on a weekly basis. We're cordial, but Evan Rubinson, CEO of Dean, he's a buddy. Super cool dude. Dream would be to work with Dean Guitars in any capacity, whether that's for them or with them or what, but those two companies. Same with Joe Balaguer, too. Balaguer would be a dream to work for them or with them, be endorsed by either one of them, whatever. I support those companies wholeheartedly, and those are my favorite. Just because, again, I know the people personally, and it's crazy that they know me. So I support the people that support me type of deal. You know what I mean? What do you think about buying used gear? I like buying used gear. All my amps, for the most part, are used. Guitars, I'm a little finicky because, guitarists, they get pretty grimy with guitars and they like to mod stuff. So I'm a little hesitant with guitars, but amps I don't really care about. An amp's an amp, you know what I mean? Like, if it sounds sick, it sounds sick. I don't really care what somebody's done to it. What do you think about the most underrated song, We Are Not Your Kind? Spiders, 1000%. I think Spiders is brilliant. And people don't give it the time of day because it's, not heavy and it's kind of like a soft song. But, dude, the song is so sick. I love Spiders with a passion. It's probably my third favorite song off the album, give or take, second or third. I love Spiders. It's so refreshing. And although it's not, Iowa heavy per se, dude, it's such a sick song, and nothing sounds like that except Circle, which I also love. I love Circle as well, so that one for sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap this up here in a little bit. I want to spend some time with the old lady here. So I do want to just get some more of your questions out, but we'll go about 3 or 4 minutes, and I'll wrap it up. All right, guys? Hey, Eric P., what's up, man? Ever heard of Jericho? Yeah, I have. They look dope and hella low price. I've always wanted to try Jericho. It's always another company I've wanted to try. Just, the budget of the channel, has to be somewhat, reasonable. I can't blow a lot of money, and I always have to buy and sell and trade. Maybe one day. Hey, Raider, what's up, dude? Spires at Liar's Funeral. Liar's Funeral was a letdown for me because I thought it was going to be like a diss track for Chris, and it wasn't. So that one, like, in my head is like, oh, man, it was such a letdown. But it is a sick song nonetheless. How'd you get into Slipknot? I saw Slipknot. No, my stepsister had the self-titled CD in her room, and I stole it, and I listened to it, and I was like 9 years old, and it freaked me out. It scared me. And then I listened to it again, and I wasn't scared anymore, and I loved it. And so, like, I got into them. Like, I was kind of casually into them, but when I was younger, and I was like 9, 10, 11, I was really into classic rock. But then Slipknot Live at Big Day Out was on MTV, I think. And then it was quickly on YouTube, and that performance changed everything. Spit It Out, the sit-down part, changed my life. And then the rest is history. So that's kind of how that all happened. House of Mask, MGLA. I'm not sure what that means. MGLA? What the hell is that? I have no idea. I feel like my messages aren't in the chat, and it makes me sad. Now you're there, dude. Do you like Fear Factory? No, I do not. I don't like Fear Factory. Have you ever tried to play baritone? Yes, I don't like the feel. I like just normal scale length guitars. MGLA guitarist review videos, please. MGLA. Who's MGLA? Who's MGLA? Apparently they are a band for guitars. Their drummer is probably one of the best drummers I've seen. I can't deny the guitars are so hypnotizing. Okay, I have more homework to do. Have you ever heard of Puddle of Mudd about the girl cover? Yes, that is amazing. I've listened to that about 1,000 times before they took down the link, but I've seen the Jared Dines video like 10 times. It's so funny. It's so funny. I feel so bad for that dude. Dino has left the chat. What about Strapping Young Lad? Nope. Don't know who that is. Is that a band? I don't listen to that. What Netflix show would I recommend? I don't know. I don't watch TV. I don't have time to watch TV. I don't have time. I don't watch TV much at all. Ray, which D model would you recommend? The Exile with the popular burst that just came out this year. That would be my choice for sure. Robert's Guitar Dungeon. What's your favorite video of yours that I've made? Ooh. Okay, my favorite one I've made, nobody's watched because I was a nobody. I kind of still am a nobody. I'm not anything. Literally nobody watched my videos when I made this. I made a Halloween gent version where I dressed up like Michael Myers in 2017, and my best friend Connor from Seattle. We were stationed together in Fort Benning, Georgia, and he filmed it, and he was so into it. We were so into it. I had the mask, blood all over. I bled all over, fake blood all over my guitar. And yeah, that video is so fun to make. And again, nobody's watched it. Nobody's seen it because it's so old. And again, I had maybe 100 subscribers, if that, back then. But I had so much fun making that. And I was literally walking down the streets of a military base with a knife as Michael Myers just for the video. It was so fun. So if anybody wants to dig that up, it's on my channel. It's old, man. It's super old, but that would definitely be it. So, okay, everybody. I love you guys, but I do have to get out of here. I've been streaming for about 2 hours now. I want to spend some time with my fiance. We're going to watch a movie together of some sort. Probably some Jason or Michael Myers, as we always do. So, guys, I will be doing these videos, these streams, more often. It seems like these are more interacting, these Ask Rays, because the videos don't get views, but the streams get views. So I want to do streams with you guys, okay? So it's reassuring. It makes me happy that you guys like this stuff. And I appreciate you all so much for tuning in. You guys mean the world to me. I seriously mean that. It doesn't go unnoticed, and I don't take you guys for granted. And I'll say that forever. I love you guys so much. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. And I'll see you guys on Monday, okay? I got some great content for you, all right? I love you guys. I'll see you guys soon, okay? Bye-bye.